the meeting between Rhea and...
Wait, is he on the way?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So fucked up that he broke the fucking.
Yeah. All rise, order in the court, whatever, some shit.
Right.
What? Oh no, I haven't done it before, so like, I just know like. Oh yeah, true. Are we ready, Your Honor?
Yeah, we're ready.
All rise for the Honorable Betty Blanco.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear fine.
All right. State versus Fontana. Court is now in session.
You may sit down.
Okay. We'll start with opening statements. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. State will.
All right. Approach.
All right, distinguished members of the court, ladies and gentlemen, today we are gathered to pursue justice and preserve the values that underpin our judicial system. Prosecution, we will provide the proofs, and accused is accountable for the allegations against them beyond a reasonable doubt. As we go through the specifics of this case, we will present a story that is based on facts, witness accounts, and the law. We ask that you give this considerable thought. In addition to holding the offender responsible, our goal is to guarantee that the victim's rights and interests of society as a whole are upheld. And we appreciate your time and dedication to finding the truth in this legal proceeding.
All right, thank you. You may have a seat.
All right, Brooke, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, today we are gathered to argue the case of our client, Euro Fontana. Now, let it be clear, we aren't here to argue whether or not our client did the action he is accused of. Rather, we are here to address this one-time isolated incident, a tragic occurrence stemming from the profound and lasting effects of postpartum stress disorder, also known as PTSD. In understanding the complexities of the human mind and the enduring impact of traumatic experiences, we aim to shed light on the unique circumstances surrounding this incident. It is our intention to demonstrate that the actions taken were a direct result of a mental and emotional turmoil inflicted by past traumas rather than a reflection of the individual's character. As you may know, my client has pleaded not guilty by the reason of diminished capacity due to PTSD. You may ask yourself, what does this mean? Well, the overarching principle of diminished capacity is an accused's levels of responsibility for committing an illegal act is reduced because a mental disease or deflecting diminished his ability to form the intent to commit the act. As we navigate through the details of this case, we ask for your compassion, empathy, and thoughtful consideration of the intricate interplay between mental health and human behavior.
All right. Prosecution. You will be called first for your witnesses.
Sounds good. I would like to call up Officer Walker to the podium, please.
Do you want me to swear her in?
Please.
All right. All right, we're gonna. Yep.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand
That's my left.
or your left hand, whichever one.
It's gonna be my left.
Yes. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Miss Walker, how are you doing on this fine evening?
Doing well.
Good to hear. Okay, we're gonna start off some basic questions today. So to start it off, um, what officers were involved in this scene?
So it was myself. Redfield was a part of it. Captain Carter had come in a little bit later on, and also Officer Wed.
Okay. What was the date of the incident?
Great question.
Take your time.
Yeah,
No
to be
worries.
honest.
Take your time. Okay. What were the circumstances leading up to the incident? Like what led officers to the force?
So we had received a 911 from an anonymous caller, stating that they saw a female getting stabbed in the woods. They weren't really sure. It was a bit hard to tell, but there was blood everywhere. They thought that she might have been trying to escape from the individual and that she may go missing.
Okay. And when you first encountered Mr. Fontana, what was the first thing you saw?
The first thing I saw was the bloody switchblade in his hand.
Okay. Is there anything else that you saw? Maybe on his clothes or anything else that you saw on him at the time?
So he was walking up the hill, so from behind, all I could see at the time was the knife. But once he had turned around at that point, then I witnessed blood over his clothing on his hand.
Okay. With that being said, Your Honor, as you just answered that question, I'm gonna go ahead and point you to the pictures of officers taking pictures of him at MRPD with blood on his shirt, all four directions of his body. Let me know you saw that, Your Honor.
All right, I'm looking.
Okay. Did anyone else see this happen other than officers and the victim that was there on scene?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure. We searched the area for any witnesses that might have been there, but whoever sent in the 911, you know, either was there in hiding or had left the area.
Okay. When taking Mr. Fontana to MZ, was he compliant the whole time?
Yes, he was compliant.
Did Mr. Fontana show any erratic behavior or out of character comments towards any officers?
No, he just kept making comments about that he didn't mean for it to happen. He wasn't, you know, trying to kill her or anything like that, but you know, it's pretty standard behavior when we pick up a suspect from an area.
Okay. And when evaluating his shirt at MRPD, like I asked in the previous question, when that blood sample was tested on his shirt, who did it come back to?
It came back to Miss Talon. I do apologize. I I'm not entirely sure of her last name. I just am aware of her name being Talon.
That's fine. And I'll point you, Your Honor, to the report. That is evidence in this case that the evidence from the blood did come back to Talon Edwards, and the blood swab from Fontana's hands as well comes back to Talon Edwards.
Yep.
And along with that, obviously I'm going to go ahead and point you to the body cam titled "Initial Scene." I'm sure you are aware and watched that already, but obviously that go ahead and proves my point. And one of my questions that that's when they first saw him. That's when they first witnessed Fontana when arrived and how he looked, and their victim as well.
Give me one moment, I'm looking.
No problem. Take your time, Your Honor.
Nah, bro. Just fucking code shit.
Drive straight in, approach with caution. Let me move in first to check out the scene. Get set up a perimeter and check around the area for me.
female blonde, she's running towards you, southbound.
Well, he did say that she might try to escape.
Going right towards you guys. Keep falling over them. Yep, to your left, straight ahead. Gonna be in that bush.
Your hands.
Red field's on her.
This is our step. Ma'am, are you okay?
She need to be airlifted.
Yeah, she got a stab in the head.
Brad, can you please? Pencil. Brad, can you drop down? Let's get an airlifted to MC. Pencil, we're gonna get a medical. Just need to get her to the heli right now. Okay.
Phoenix 1, 97 to MC. If I can get you guys, one of you on the rooftop. Grab, patient.
Now, grab a ride.
Directly south.
It's just so slow. We grabbed the plate on this, didn't we?
Yes.
Only 2 at MLPD.
My hand actually hurts like hell right now. I'm pretty sure my hand's caught open. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling lightheaded.
Rhea,
It genuinely feels like I
the
can't.
guy in the back of my car says he needs me.
10-4. 97 to MC.
10-4, so
Phoenix 1, 23 MC, touchdown HQ.
Genuinely feels like on my hand. Definitely my hand.
just hold tight. We'll get you there as quick as we can.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not gonna lie, my eyes are really rolling back. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, just keep talking. Don't fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm telling you that right now. I'm trying my best. It's... Still don't know what happened and how it happened.
Captain Red is right. Well,
I'm gonna put the victim in room 1.
there's an EMS awake, so you're gonna have to talk to Nancy, okay?
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, go ahead and check in for me.
Appreciate you.
Here, come back with me. You quit telling me to do stupid shit. Honestly. Of course. So I gotta tell you for a second.
I checked him. He didn't have anything besides that knife that you grabbed off the ground.
Okay. Do you want me to just hold him in the cell, wait for you, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, place him in the interrogation room.
Gotcha.
I'll go.
Alright, bud. Watch your head when I put you in here, okay?
Yup.
You want me to go with Chris, or did you want me to wait at the hospital?
You can see if Brad needs any help.
Alpha 32 plus 115 to 19.
Same trap.
I guess about done, right?
Redfield, hurry up.
Yeah, that's good. You can stop it right there, Your Honor. I don't want to take up too much time.
Oh, no.
I will say my last few words. Since I did take a lot of time. Obviously, Your Honor, you watched that body cam. That proves a little bit of us of where they saw the victim, and then where they found Mr. Fontana. Mr. Fontana had a knife on him, and the victim was found on the ground with a stab wound. And that's where I'm gonna go ahead and point you to the medical reports. That's listed in evidence. That she was taken and he was taken. Both.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
She was taken to Mount Zona, and that the medical report came back that the patient had a single stab wound in the abdominal area, and severely lost lots of blood. And I'm not gonna go through it the whole report because you can see it in evidence. So I'll go ahead and let you look that over. And as you can see, as the case goes through time and we go through this whole case, Officer Walker here, that's right behind me, did read his rights on scene, so he's well observed of that. And I have no more further questions than that.
Nice hat.
Thank
Alright. Dylan, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes. Brooke will be doing a cross-examination.
Alright.
So, Miss Walker, how long have you been a member of the Department of Public Safety?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Okay. Okay. In your time as an officer, have you ever encountered someone with PTSD?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and would you say you are aware of what PTSD is?
I mean, to a degree, yes.
Okay. And the 88 Jones asked about my client's behavior. Can you tell the court what my client's demeanor was when you approached him?
He was just, stating that he didn't mean to do it. He would do whatever we wanted. That, it wasn't meant to happen like that. That's how he was.
Okay. And also, the 88 Jones asked you if while en route to MZ, was my client compliant? Could you tell me can you tell the court whether or not my client was compliant throughout your interaction with him from the moment you approached him to the moment he left your custody?
Objection, relevance.
Your Honor, they asked the same question, so we reserve the right to ask a similar question. And I also challenge the fact that the officer sitting over there doesn't have a law license, so filing an objection.
He's co-counsel.
ADA and Dylan, please approach.
I can't stop yelling, by the way. Okay.
The officer and Dylan, not Dylan, the officer and Calvin here are both working the case. I'm going to allow the officer to say objections, given the fact that I'm going to allow objections from the officer. That's it. Just Calvin and
Perfect. Our objection, or not our objection, our reasoning for the question still stands. They asked a similar question about whether or not he was compliant. Therefore, we reserve the right to ask a very similar question.
I'll be asked and answered.
Yeah.
Your Honor.
Nope. The question has been rephrased because they only focused on whether or not he was compliant on the way to MZ in the questioning from 88 Jones. We're asking about the entire interaction.
Okay. And from this from this point on, just so the other side knows that he'll be my co-counsel throughout this whole case.
Yep. Judge,
okay. All right, sounds good.
All right, overruled. You can continue.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want her to answer the question, or do you mean to re-ask it?
No. Continue with the question. Continue with the question.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and restate it. 88 Jones has asked you if, while en route to MZ, was my client compliant? Could you tell the court whether or not my client was compliant throughout your entire interaction with him from the moment you approached him to the moment he left your custody?
Yes, he was compliant.
Okay. And I also want to take us back to the video provided from the state. Do you have access to this video currently?
Yes.
Okay. And I'd like to draw attention to the time of 13:04 to 13:14. Can you tell me what you said over the radio? I'll give you a minute to go over that real quick.
Can you read?
Do you want the timestamps again?
Yeah, can you see the timestamps again, please?
Absolutely. It's 1304 to 1314.
You want to know what I said?
Yes, please.
I said that he'd been read his rights.
All right. No further questions.
Alright. Prosecution, you may call your next witness to the stand.
Okay. All right, I would like to call up Mr. Carter to the stands.
Bill, I think you could swear him in as well, please.
Yep. If you could raise your left hand. Or your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Any God, I do.
Yes.
Okay. Let's proceed. All right, Mr. Carter. When you arrived on the scene, where were you?
Are you referring to the scene up at the observatory?
Yes, yes, sir. The scene where you found Mr. Fontana and the victim.
I was in the air, piloting our air chopper.
Okay. Can you explain to the court what you saw while you were in the air chopper?
As soon as I stabilized and was able to gain eyes on the ground, when I arrived, I saw officers placing restraints on Fontana over there. Was my initial scan. After they relayed information over the radio that there was another individual involved, Dalen Edwards, I proceeded to do a secondary scan of the area, and that's when I noticed Miss Edwards over there stumbling down the hill.
Okay. And how far away was Mr. Fontana away from the victim when you found her on the ground? You can give a rough estimate. It doesn't have to be exact. So I know you probably won't remember exactly.
I'd say about 50 yards, give or take.
Okay.
Wait, that's a big distance. I'd say about 30 yards.
Okay. And during this whole time and during this whole scene, was that your only role in playing as being in Air One?
Yes, to provide aerial coverage for anything, protection over the officers on the ground.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right.
All right, Mr. Carter, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good. Glad to hear that. Just have a couple questions for you. So you said that you became involved in the case when you were asked to come with the helicopter. Is that correct?
Yes, I was asked to assist with aerial coverage.
Make sure you're shouting.
I'm shouting.
Perfect. So with that being said, I want to kind of fast forward a little bit towards after you guys had transported Miss Edwards to the hospital and she was receiving treatment. At what point was the decision made to ask the victim to provide a statement?
As soon as she was given the medical clearance, the doctor stated that she was gonna come off the drugs in about 5, 10, 15 minutes. We waited that long, and that's when we sat down and asked her questions.
Okay, and who made the decision to ask the victim for a statement?
That would be myself.
And who all was in the room when taking the victim's statement?
Objection relevance?
It's establishing who all was witness to the conversation, so it is relevant.
Alright, overruled.
So again, I'll ask the question again. Who
Go
all
for it.
was in the room when taking the victim's statement?
Myself, Miss Edwards, and I believe Officer Redfield.
Okay. And you said, just to kind of gauge the time frame here, how long after the patient was released from the hospital did you transport her to the station to then take the statement from her? If you had to give an estimated time frame on that.
Say about 10 minutes, give or take.
Okay. Did you or any officer ask the victim if she was of sound mind or in the right mental state prior to the victim providing a statement, given her injuries, medication administered, and the surgery she received?
From what I can recollect, I believe I did ask her if she was in a state of her state of mind, if she was coherent.
Okay, and we haven't received any evidence of her questioning. Do you guys have that?
It's there.
That's not.
No, the only video, Your Honor, that we have is not complete questioning. It's the signing of the affidavit.
It's, Your Honor,
You
it should be
asking
there
me
for
that?
you. It should be. It's there for me. It should be there for you, Your Honor. Yeah, I see it.
Nope, it's definitely that ill.
Give me just a moment, Your Honor. It doesn't appear as
Not
though that is working for me today.
Ah,
Let me see if an issue with it.
Signed affidavit. Signed affidavit by her too, so it doesn't matter if she's state of mind or not. She signed it. So. We're done with our witnesses. So they're gonna call up.
you can't watch it in the emails. You gotta.
They're gonna call. So, if you want.
Look at a different.
The victim.
A little bit.
There are questions. I guess you want to.
Okay, so Mr. Carter, let me ask this question. You said you believe that you asked her if she was of sound mind. At what point in this video did you ask her if she was of sound mind or in the right mental capacity to provide a statement?
I believe it was asked before the video was recording, before the recording started.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. No further questions.
All right, prosecution. Do you have any anything else?
Just one little thing about the questioning, and if she was in the right mind. There's a signed. Obviously, yes. There's a body camera of Taylor Edwards being questioned, and as well that there's an affidavit signed by her, with her statement as well as the officer in charge of the report. And that'll be all, Your Honor, for that.
All right, Mr. Carter, you may step down. Prosecution, you have anything else for the court before I toss it over to Dylan?
Can you give me 1 minute, Your Honor?
Absolutely.
Just like a little summary. Nothing really I want to add or rebuttal or anything like that. Obviously, everything in the evidence you can see. The body cam was played where they found Mr. Fontana and the victim. There's a report. There is a report for the victim and what happened to her. And then she was well known. Sorry, she was well enough to go ahead and sign an affidavit and give a statement, and that was recorded in the body cam. And the body cam on scene is all there for you. And then the report of the statements from the officers. And of course of me questioning the officers today, just to bring more clarification to you. And then more pictures in the beginning that I showed you of Fontana covered in blood and officers swapping the blood. That was coming back to Kaylin Edwards. And then obviously the medical report I want to bring up real quick. I apologize. In the report for Mr. Fontana psychological evaluation, before we continue, in there it says the absence of a history of blackouts or violent behavior suggests that this may be isolated occurrence rather than indicative. Sorry, I can't even speak today, Your Honor. Of a reoccurrent pattern. Mr. Fontana has multiple felonies on his record and has been charged before. So the medical report could be directly false with that, as it's not. There is not an absence. He does have a record prior.
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Jones here is not a medical trained individual to be able to give an opinion on whether or not Dr. Sutton's medical evaluation is fact or a lie.
I'd like to respond to that, Your Honor. He is stating, quoting directly from the medical report, stating that there is not a history of violence. However, we're informing the court that there actually is a history of violence.
I would also object to that, Your Honor, because of the fact that the report doesn't say that there's not a history of violence.
The report does.
The report is saying
Hold up. What's the objection?
The objection is that Mr. Jones has stated that he quotes that there is no further record of blackouts, and that due to this report, that it is completely false. Yet he is not a medically trained individual to be able to determine whether or not Dr. Sutton's medical evaluation is true or false.
We're not.
Your Honor, we're not contesting the evaluation, and we're not contesting or trying to criticize the doctor's evaluation. I'm skipping down to the bottom of the page of the document that Dr. Sutton put in for evidence, which obviously that you received, that we all received. It's under summary / recommendations, which gives a summary of what happened. Also recommendations, which also can be opinions, which I'm not criticizing or contesting anything that has to be medical related, but she did say the absence of a history of blackouts or violent behavior, which he does have a occurrence of a violent behavior due, right? And it is provided for evidence on the MDT, if you look at his profile, that he has been charged with violent crime. That's what I'm saying. I'm not criticizing her evaluation on him. I'm criticizing the summary at the end and / recommendations.
We'll accept this new explanation.
All right, we'll sustain anything further, and we'll move on.
Sounds good. Can we have a? Can I request a recess for 5 minutes, maximum?
Absolutely.
Use the restroom. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, recess. 5 minutes. Everyone's got 5 minutes. Right. If you're not back here, contempt the court.
Me in my head.
Who called my name?
I did. Witness. If they don't give me something for stress, I'm not gonna make it to that area.
I got you.
It was fine until they called a 5-minute recess.
The 28-258.
There you go.
Can you come over to the courthouse, pick Gemma up, and take her on a ride along since I'm stuck here at court and I just don't want her to be, you know, here stuck.
No, I'm still hooked up. Hello, everyone.
Right.
Oh my god, I didn't think I was gonna do this good, to be honest.
So let's go inside.
Definitely winning.
Can someone down there just request to speak
We're
real
just got a
quick?
5-minute recess.
Come on, somebody go up to the judge throne and request to speak. Throw us a bone.
Sounds like a skill issue.
You're bound by the laws of this building.
This damn pulpit is.
Just try the podium at the front here. Try again.
Oh. Captain Carter on the track. You hear?
All right, Brad, you have full control of the PA system. Congratulations. Don't talk.
Noted.
Of course.
I'm back. So far, so good. Yeah, we didn't go over his evaluation really, except like towards like the end where I pointed out the absence of violent history, which I couldn't go through his MBT because my shit was fucked. But let me go through it right now. He's attempted second-degree murder. Hello? Okay. And then, okay, criminal possession of a firearm, class 1 is not that. And then accessory to robbery. Reckless evading. Okay. Yeah. Reckless evading is violent as well. Well, I hope the judge will take, I think the judge will take all this into consideration.
Yeah, someone's telling you to shut up.
Not me.
Yeah, we can hear everything you're saying. So thanks for feeding us more information.
Someone's stealing my car.
We're having an incident. Somebody's stealing our cars.
Wait, who's yelling?
I'm deploying a firearm.
The judge? Bruh.
Are you live right now? Is that thing on?
Yes, it's on.
Are you live right now? Mind
Yes.
do a little Brad Carter promo.
Okay. Come up here though. Other side.
Right here.
Yeah, that's good.
Hi. My name's Captain Carter. I'm here to keep you safe.
That's my captain.
Damn
But he'll
right.
shoot you even if he doesn't realize that you're part of a situation or not.
No proof. Remember, guilty until proven innocent. Thank you for your time.
You might want to do another take.
Oh, you don't think that was good enough?
Yeah, one more take.
All right. I'm not yelling. I'm on the PA system. You ready?
Yes.
Hello, folks. Captain Carter here. Here to keep you safe. And I wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you. And remember, guilty until proven innocent. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so.
What?
Nothing.
No, this is a free country. Freedom of press.
I asked if you were an idiot.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Only on days that end in Y.
Well, thank you for clarifying.
I hope Miss Stone got that on recording because that was golden.
This promo is for entertainment purposes only and is not to be taken seriously.
Oh wait, so you're saying that you being in this courtroom is a joke?
That's not what I said at all.
I mean, you're in the courtroom and you're saying that you're doing a promo in the courtroom in the middle of a trial.
Are you arguing with me right now? I'm just trying to lighten up the mood a little bit. Jeez.
I don't think a trial like this is something to be taken lightly.
Well, to each their own.
I mean, PD might take it lightly, but we don't. Whenever someone's criminal record is at stake here.
Mic off.
Who's arguing?
Isn't that
It's
why we're in
currently.
the courtroom?
It's currently in recess, so I don't know why the fuck you're talking. So I don't know why you guys are talking to each other. Just don't talk to each other. Simple. It's recess. Chill.
Oh, hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Where are you trying to go?
Right here. Why is he sneaking?
Why are you
Ron,
sneaking?
put some damn shoes on.
Your officer cut my foot. It's bleeding everywhere.
Oh, then get
Go to
the foot away
MCs.
from me. Get away.
Are we back in session?
I don't want blood.
Is everyone back?
Am I still mic'd up?
You
Yeah.
are.
Do we have everyone?
Don't talk. Don't talk.
Prosecution, you got everyone?
Yeah, we're good.
You should be able to
Defense,
whisper now,
everyone?
Brad.
Thank you.
Dylan, you got everyone over there?
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone rise for the Honorable Betty Blanco.
All right,
Court is now
recess
back in
finished.
session.
Yeah, recess finished. One thing I will note: if it's recess, don't talk. You don't need to argue.
Mic on.
Save it for court. It's not in court. I don't want to hear about arguing. I've got eyes in this courtroom. I was told you were arguing. Please keep it to a minimum during recess. Thank you very much. Anyway. Defense. You are now up.
Your Honor, I would like to call our first witness, Miss Taylin Edwards. Brooke will be doing the questioning. Go ahead, Brooke. Just wait for the officer to swear in.
Please raise your left hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Hello, Miss Edwards. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay.
Alright, and are you currently under any influence of any kind of medication, both prescribed and non-prescribed, that would alter your thoughts or memories?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and can you tell the court what you remember from the day of your attack?
Yes, ma'am. So I was up at the observatory. I had just moved here, just checking some things out, and I had ran into, well, a gentleman ran into me. I raised my voice at him and told him he shouldn't be running, that he could have harmed not only me, but other people in the area. He apologized, and we started talking. We introduced ourselves. He introduced himself as Euro. And I went ahead and gave him my name, just Taylor. We continued to, like, walk and talk. He invited me to go on a walk with him and his dog so we could finish our conversation. I informed him that I was looking for somebody in the city, which is one of the girls that I grew up with in an orphanage. And, so we continued that talk. I got in his car with him and we went down to a path. And myself, Yoro, and the dog, continued our walk. I started to explain to him, like, who I was looking for. He was asking questions. I told him I was looking for Eliza. And asked me how I knew her, so I gave him the whole rundown on that. And I explained to him that I had done some awful things to her in my past, and that I was wanting to make things right with her. As we continued to walk and talk, he kind of asked me some things that I did to her. So I informed him that, like, I hit her in the head with a hammer, I pushed her down a mountain, things like that. And then I also informed him that I wanted to meet with her to make things right, and that if she didn't take my apology the way I wanted her to, that I would make her disappear. We then seen, like, a mushroom patch, and he was like, look, there's a mushroom patch down there. My mom needs them for her mushroom soup or whatever. So we went down there, and I was like, so your mom owns, like, a soup store? And he was like, yeah. He then asked me if I knew what friends are supposed to do. And I informed him, I said that they're supposed to have each other's back no matter what. He said, yes, they are. And that's the last thing I remember.
Okay. Okay, so next question. When you were being treated at the hospital, do you recall how long after your discharge did the officers take you to the station to provide a statement?
I left the hospital with them.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Can we please ask that the prosecution not talk during the questioning of our witness?
I can't hear them.
I can hear them clear as day, which means everyone else in this courtroom behind us probably can hear them as well.
Just make sure you're whispering if you're deliberating.
Whispering.
Which is
I can't hear him from where I'm sitting. Standing.
interesting.
Well,
Just
if
make
I
sure
could
you're
have known this,
whispering.
you should be able to hear them.
Yeah, I'm whispering, Your Honor, and I'm not yelling, and I'm just slightly rebuttaling what the defendant is saying to the victim.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell them not to talk. If they're whispering, that's fine. Continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and do you believe that you were of sound mind at the time of being asked to provide a statement to the police?
At the time, yes, but after going home and sleeping off the rest of the medicine, I remembered more.
Okay. And I do want to refer to the victim's statement that we provided in evidence by my co-counsel, Mr. Baker. Let the record show that the victim stated that she wasn't of sound mind at the time that police asked her for her statement, and we would like to enter a motion to have Ms. Edwards' written statement stricken from the record.
Any objections?
I mean,
Prosecution.
objection. She signed an affidavit and said that she was clear of day to as stated by the defendant. Brad Carter asked, and he's sworn on oath not to lie. So he said that he asked her, and she signed an affidavit for her statement as well. So her signature signed that she I mean, that's pretty much all. It's right there, Your Honor. So that'll be it for that.
Do you want to watch the video, sir? First, Your Honor.
Which video?
It is the one. Give me 1 second. It's the one that my co-counsel, Mr. Baker, provided.
Your Honor, as this evidence was just submitted today, not 2 hours before this court hearing, I would object to having that entered into evidence, as we did not have time to prepare for it.
Well, unfortunately, the court did not set any time constraints on evidence, and the evidence was there for you to review. We turned it over.
It's the evidence you were talking about, the statements.
Yeah, the recorded victim statement that we provided over.
Is it like a written, or is it like her talking in the audio?
It's an audio recording.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Your Honor. I guess I guess there was no time constraint, so it's all up to you, Your Honor. But I said my my part with her to sign the affidavit, and then when the defendant questioned Brad Carter if he asked her if she was in the right mind, and she said yes. So that'll be it.
I mean, if needed, I can pull up on the big screen.
That's 15.
Right. Well,
It's
also,
up
Your
to you,
Honor,
Your Honor.
you have already denied their motion to suppress the written statement from the victim.
Motion to suppress and a motion to strike is different. Would like for the video to be played before that motion is entered.
He's got a point. I did make that call.
Correct. A motion to suppress and a motion to strike is two different things.
Hey, technology.
Alrighty. So just for the recording, I'm going to ask you the same question. Like I said, my name is Dylan Baker. I am the attorney for the defendant in the situation that took place with you yesterday. Are you willing to talk to me without a lawyer present?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So I just wanted to first off ask you how you're feeling. Are you feeling okay?
I'm sore.
Sore. Well, hopefully they've given you some good medication to help with that, haven't they?
I don't take it because I don't want to get addicted, so I'll tough it out.
Understandable. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened yesterday from your perspective?
Well, I was at the observatory.
Uh-huh.
I went walking around to go to the other side. And the gentleman...
Objection, Your Honor. This is just
ran
the
into
same
me,
exact statement she just made.
Your Honor, it's not. That's why we're asking for it to be played. There's additional information within this statement.
Asked him why he was running.
Okay, we'll keep it going for now.
That he could have hurt people. Not only me, but the other people that were there. There was a bunch of locals there.
Mm-hmm.
He apologized. We started having a normal conversation. I explained to him that, we introduced ourselves. He told me his name was Euro, and then I told him my name.
Okay.
We started talking about how I was new to the city. And I was here to... I was looking for somebody.
Okay.
From my past. Then he asked me if I would like to join him for a walk with him and his dog. And with me being new here, I don't have friends here.
Okay.
So I was willing to give it a shot. Potentially making a friend.
So, just to be clear, you didn't feel forced to go on a walk with him. You willingly went on a walk with him.
No, I willingly went on a walk with him.
Okay. And what happened while you guys were on that walk?
He asked me who I was looking for.
Okay, and did you give him a name?
Yeah.
Who did you tell him you were looking for?
A girl named Eliza, and he asked me if I knew her last name. And the last name that I know of hers is Adams.
Okay.
Give you a little backstory on how I know her is, we both grew up in an orphanage.
Okay.
And we grew up in the same orphanage, so that's how I know Eliza. And I wasn't always the nicest to her.
Gotcha.
So I came here to find her to maybe fix things. But I would understand if she didn't want to.
Okay. And what else happened at that point once you told him who you were looking for?
He asked me, like, if I had reached out to her or anything. I told him, yeah, I sent her a letter. He explained to me that I should have probably sent an email, because letters are kind of outdated.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's right. Then I got to talking to him about some things of why I was looking for her. Things I had done in my past that I should have never done, but I did them.
Okay.
Like
And
shove her down a mountain,
okay,
hit her in the head with a hammer.
gotcha. And then what happened after you told him some of the reasons why you were looking for her?
He said something about there's a mushroom patch down there, and his
Okay.
mom ran some kind of mushroom soup place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got down there and was looking over like a rock, and I kind of asked him if he knew Eliza, and if things didn't go the right way, if he would be willing to help me.
And what did you mean by help you?
I might have said I want to make her disappear.
Okay. So you told him that, and this is just me. You tell me if this statement is correct. So when you were talking to him about looking for her, did you kind of had the intention of, if your conversation with her didn't go well, that you would potentially be looking at harming her? Would that be a fair statement to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did he ever tell you if he knew Eliza, or did he say he didn't? What did he say when you asked if he knew her?
His exact
Your Honor, I want to object to this. There's a lot of objections
she
in
stayed
this
with me.
audio recording itself.
Okay.
Bleeding, compound questions.
Unfortunately, none of these questions are in a court of law, so therefore they're not subject to objections.
But you brought them into a court of law, which does make them subject to objections.
They're
Yes.
statements from a witness. She's giving her recount.
That we've heard once already.
And there's new information being introduced.
Pain to my back, and
Is there any timestamps you could give us that the
At
information
any
that's in
point
the audio
during your
that
conversation
that you did
with
not
him,
say
did you
first statement?
make any?
I mean, also, how can we be sure that this is the victim? There's no video, there's no signed affidavit stating that this is the victim.
We clearly addressed her, and she sounds exactly the same.
This could
here
be
in
a
person as she does on the video.
Okay, so we voice ID people now?
Okay, why don't we ask the victim if she sat down and gave us the statement?
It still could be
You
someone
do have
else.
an opportunity for a cross, so these are all questions to ask during cross-examination.
Hold for 1 second. Okay. Could you, could both councils approach, please? Could someone take control of the PA system, please? Amazing. What a bailiff.
Kill ya.
Mic off. Mic on.
Hmm.
Yeah, we hear you. Sounds good, Your Honor.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, we're back.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright, so, Miss Edwards, just a couple questions for me that I have for you. Now, when you were having your conversation with my client, what all did that conversation entail regarding, you said you were looking for, Eliza, what were your plans, what all did you disclose in that conversation?
That I was looking to fix things,
I can't hear the defendant ask questions.
but
I can't hear I can't hear
it
that.
didn't go
Sorry.
the way that I wanted it to,
Hold
that I would
tight.
never disagree.
Hold 1 second. They apparently couldn't hear me, so let me restate the question. During your conversation with my client, what all information did you tell him in your conversation with him?
You want me to repeat my whole statement over again, sir?
No, I want you to focus in on specifically. You mentioned that you were looking to speak with Eliza. What else did you talk about during the course of that topic?
We talked about the things that I did to her when we were younger, how I was hoping to make things right with her, but if I couldn't, then I would make her disappear.
And what did you mean by make her disappear?
Like, not exist.
What do you mean by that? What
I would
ways?
kill her, sir.
Okay. Now, at any point, did you ask my client for his help with that process?
Not that I recall.
Okay. So you stated that you wanted to make her disappear, and as you stated here in front of the court today, you said that that basically meant that you wanted to kill her if you couldn't resolve things with her. Let's fast forward a little bit. Now, you were treated at the hospital. Once you were released from the hospital, were you taken by officers for a statement?
I was taken straight from the hospital to the department.
Okay. And do you recall any officer asking you if you were of sound mind before giving your statement?
I recall them asking if I was feeling okay.
Okay. But not specifically being of sound mind?
Not to the best of my knowledge, no.
Okay. Would you say that you were of sound mind during your statement?
Like I informed the lady that was up here, at the time I thought I was, but after sleeping it off, I don't feel that I was at the soundest mind, no.
Okay. So to confirm, you had to sleep off the medication before you felt that you were clear-headed.
Objection.
Yes, sir. I had a major surgery.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Now, in addition to this, did you inform any officers during your questioning that if you couldn't resolve things with Eliza, that you would be looking to, quote unquote, make her disappear?
No, sir.
And why didn't you disclose that to the officers at that time?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay. And in your conversation with my client, up by where you guys were walking, do you recall anything regarding to the stabbing? Do you remember his face, how it looked, anything that he said, other than what you stated earlier, which was, do you know what friends are for, or something of that nature?
No, sir.
Okay. At this time, no further questions, Your Honor.
Prosecution.
Yeah, no further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions. No, we're good, Your Honor.
Okay. Defense, you have any more
yes, Your Honor.
witnesses?
We have Dr. Hannah Sutton, and as the court has approved, due to her not being able to be here due to the time of this trial, the court said that they would accept a recorded statement of her testimony. So at this time, Your Honor, I would ask that that be played for the court.
Wait, was that in evidence or?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was subpoenaed and brought in evidence. I do have it.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it was not filed for the prosecution as it is to be intended to be a witness in the courtroom, not evidence.
Okay, now I see it.
All right, so for the record, I am Dylan Baker. It is January 12th, 2024. The time now is currently 8:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am currently sitting here with Dr. Sutton regarding the case of State versus Fontana. Now, Ms. Sutton, I just want to ask you a couple questions for this to be able to be played in the court. It's my understanding that due to the time of the trial and the potential length of the trial, that you will not be able to be present for the trial, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, before we
Perfect.
continue this video, there's a signed
Um,
affidavit stating
now,
that this is actually Dr.
I just wanted to kind of get some
confirmed
questions answered regarding your
confirmed
recent
in the
psychological
video and signed
evaluation
affidavit as
for
well,
my client.
It's all been filed.
Okay.
So just give me a moment. I'm going to get that out for you. Okay. So, Ms. Sutton, one thing I do want to ask before we get started, can you please state for the record what your position here is at the hospital?
I'm the medical director of Mount Zona Hospital. I'm the greatest hero the city has ever seen or will ever see, and I'm a head of psychology department.
Okay, so you would say that you're very well versed in psychological diseases or kind of mental illnesses?
I would say I'm like the best versed the city has ever seen or will ever see, yes.
Okay, perfect. So I want to turn our attention to your mental evaluation of my client. In your psychological evaluation report, you state that the patient recounted a triggering event during which a threat to his family evoked a traumatic memory of a prior threat to harm his wife. You also go on to state that the patient, however, reported a blackout and an inability to remember the specific act of stabbing the victim. Now, when we're writing that, and you heard my client provide you with these details of you being blacking out, that this was a traumatic event that triggered that blackout, triggered some potential flashbacks. What would you say that is conducive of? Would you be able to assign any sort of potential diagnosis based on hearing those types of things?
Well, if we're talking about past events, past traumatic events, trauma, then we would we immediately what comes to mind. The diagnosis is PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So my next question for you, when it comes to someone who has post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD for short, would you say that sometimes that PTSD could cause someone to black out and not remember the actions in which they have done?
Yes, that is something that happens with PTSD.
Okay.
Yes, triggers can cause a person to associate kind of not in the blackout, not remember certain situations.
Okay. And can you tell me what my client's demeanor was like when he went through the evaluation process with you? What was he, happy, sad? Like, what was his demeanor?
His demeanor was, I would say, well, definitely wasn't happy. I would say it was rather well, he was clearly tired. First of all, he was clearly I would say more on the sad side, very regretful.
Okay. Would you say, well, let me rephrase. I don't want to say would you say. Let me ask this question. In your opinion, was my client remorseful regarding the situation that took place?
Yes. Yes, I asked him this question. I was asking him if he regrets his actions and if he would repeat them. And he said he does regret it, and he specified what he would do differently. And in my professional opinion, it was a genuine regret.
Okay. And when it comes to your professional opinion, what would you say in regards to whether or not you believe this was an isolated incident or something that could potentially be a reoccurring event, a situation?
So I would say that's the one thing that I also wrote in my report about this does appear to be a singular episode. Patient could not recall, or I have not heard of any other incidents of that nature. So that's why that's why I decided that it doesn't seem there's not enough to justify maybe holding him for longer because of his this looking to be like a regular episode. So I think if there was like maybe a little more, we could justify maybe thinking that there might be a pattern. But that's why I suggested just maybe some follow-up visits and just kind of keep an eye on that. But it does not seem to be a recurring thing.
Okay. And in your professional opinion, what would you say? Do you think my client is a harm or a threat to the community or others at this time?
I don't think there's enough evidence to support that.
Okay.
In my ecological opinion, I would want to see a person having a pattern of these kinds of episodes, because a singular episode can happen to anybody under a certain amount of stress, or maybe ate something bad,
Of course.
But that also goes to the PTSD. That's the reason why I would like to some follow-up visits to confirm.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. When it comes to follow-ups, would you say that, or in your professional opinion, would follow-ups and treatment for PTSD prevent potential reoccurrences of this behavior?
Sorry, can you rephrase that?
Yeah, absolutely. So in your professional opinion, if my client was to continue treatment with you, would that have any effect on any potential reoccurring behaviors, such as the one that he's been charged with, such as the stabbing? Would it prevent? Do you think it would be able to prevent future PTSD episodes, or do you think that it would not be able to prevent future PTSD episodes?
Oh, of course. We know PTSD is a known disorder, and there's many techniques that help with handling these types of triggers. But also, I would say there really isn't much of a reason to think that there would be recurring episodes for now, because it's a singular episode, as I said. This is more just a precaution, because of course, if it happened once, there's more of a chance that it might happen again. But it's not. This is just kind of like maybe we can just talk about what would, if it ever happens, what he could do to maybe prevent it, but it's more of a prevention measure rather than anything else.
Okay. And in your professional opinion, would you diagnose my client with having PTSD based off the information he provided you during the psychological evaluation?
I would say that I would need a few more visits to be able to determine for sure.
Okay. Would you say in your professional opinion that he exhibits symptoms of PTSD based off of what was provided in the psychological evaluation?
Yes. Yes, the situation that occurred is very typical, exhibition of PTSD. The only thing I would wonder is whether this was a completely singular episode or whether that that's a trigger that can trigger more often. But that's a very valid diagnosis to give.
Okay, perfect. Well, this time, Dr. Sutton, that's all the questions that I have for you. We appreciate your time and you taking some time to answer our questions for the court.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I do want to ask one more question before we go off record here. Dr. Sutton, did I or anyone associated with me pay you or promise you anything in exchange for your testimony today?
No.
Were you threatened to give your testimony here today?
No. Happily, no.
Perfect. That's all the questions that we have for you. Again, we thank you for your time. All right, and
I have some objections to that. It is clearly stated that in evidence this is a recorded statement. It is not a recorded statement. This is obviously the defense attorney here questioning Ms. Sutton. And because we do not have the ability to rebuttal any of these questions or object to any of the questions that he asked her at that time, I am going to file for this to be stricken.
And might I remind the court that the judge is the one that granted permission for this to take place, since she could not physically be here today.
But we did not get a chance to question her ourselves.
However, the subpoena was filed. The subpoena was filed, and the question was asked in front of the officers as well as the prosecution in a place where they could read it and had every opportunity to take the same advantage, and they chose not to.
Sounds good. Let's not. I don't want to go back and forth because I don't want to waste no more time. We hope that
I do have one thing. You see the subpoena that you filed was permission to obtain a recorded statement, not a recorded questioning of Dr. Sutton.
These are her statements. Did you or did you not ask the victim
questioning her,
questions? Did you or did you not ask the victim questions when you took her statement?
How is that relevant to Dr. Sutton's statement?
It's the same exact thing, my guy.
It is not the same exact thing because we are not allowed to question Dr. Sutton.
You had the opportunity. It was filed well in advance for you to be able to take the same
advantage.
It
was
for a recorded statement, not a questioning.
It was not filed for the prosecution office at all. It was not sent to us at all. Just like as
it was filed where you can see it.
No.
This is more of a professional statement, I'll say. It's more of a what's the word for it? I'm drawing a blank right now. Like like a professional statement type of thing. Like Miss Hannah is a professional. This would be considered more of a statement than anything else.
Okay. That's
less of a witness,
that's
more of a
completely
statement.
Fine, Your Honor. We just hope that you take this in consideration for future cases or just for future examinations, I guess. We just wanted to put that on your table to look at. That's it, Your Honor.
It's an expert witness.
Expert witness. That's the one. Expert witness. It was drawing a blank. This is more of an expert witness than a.
Yeah, but it's the fact that we were unable to question her as well.
Mic off.
And when he filed it for a recorded statement, not a recorded questioning, Your Honor.
Let it be known that the subpoena was filed and the request was put in for permission to obtain Dr. Sutton's
recorded statement.
Can I finish my statement before you interrupt me? Thank you. This was filed. The subpoena was filed, and the request for permission to obtain Miss Sutton, Dr. Sutton's professional opinion if she was not able to appear in person due to the time of this trial, was filed more than 24 hours in advance. Therefore, now let's also be very clear. The prosecution, ADA Jones, as well as the Officer Redfield, who was co-counsel for this case, had every opportunity to see that and make the same request. They failed to do so. That does not stand on my shoulders. That does not stand on the shoulders of this court. Now, if we draw this back to the same type of thing in which we have the officers in this case asking questions of the victim as they took her statement, it's the same exact process.
Okay. We're ready to move on, Your Honor.
Yeah, this is this is more of a statement, less of a witness. Yeah. I'm not gonna recognize Miss Sutton as a witness. More of a statement.
At this time, the defense would like to move for closing arguments.
Yes. Is that everything? Everyone done?
Yeah, yeah, we're good over here.
We don't want to question Euro.
Do you want to?
So just for the court's sake, this was a statement, not a witness. This was entered in evidence as a statement. Dylan, you were using it as a witness. Miss Hannah is not a witness. She's this is more of a statement type thing.
We'll take it.
Okay. Prosecution closed argument. If everything's wrapped up.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, in conclusion, throughout this case, we have explored the various facts. From examining the compelling evidence presented and to dissecting the counter arguments, it is evident that our point stands strong. The data, logical reasoning, brought forward all coverage to support the soundness of our position from our side. Understand that Euro has prior violent charges, and this is not the first. Mr. Fontana is responsible for his actions and this should not be disregarded. Even if he is considered mentally unstable and guilty, the court should and we would recommend determine the number of years of treatment required according to the said crime. We thank you, Your Honor, and the members of the court for your attention and engagement throughout this discourse. It is our hope that the insights shared here today and all the evidence that we provided, we looked over considerably and specifically to contribute to a deeper understanding of this case and its implications. Together, I want us to navigate the complexities of this case and always be mindful of the values that bind us and collect the pursuit of justice.
All right. Defense.
Your Honor and members of the court, thank you so much for your attention here today for this case. I want to call some pretty narrow attention to a couple things here. As we have heard throughout the course of this trial today, especially when Brooke gave her opening argument, we're not here to argue whether or not my client stabbed somebody. We're not arguing that at all. What we are simply arguing. Are you guys good over there? Okay. What we are here to argue is that due to the mental capacity and the PTSD, that my client is not guilty by reason of diminished capacity. Now, as you heard throughout this trial and through the statements from Dr. Sutton, she believes that my client exhibits symptoms of PTSD and would recommend further treatment for PTSD to help prevent anything like this and any future post-traumatic stress disorder episodes from reoccurring. As you also heard, Dr. Sutton has stated in her statement that my client, with having blackouts or stating that he had a blackout and that he was experiencing high levels of stress during the situation, that she believes that this was exactly the definition of a PTSD triggered episode. Along with that, you see in the psychological evaluation that Dr. Sutton has put together that this patient, that it appears that the patient's involvement in the stabbing incident was influenced by a singular episode marked by a dissociative state triggered by a traumatic event. That, in and of itself, would render diminished capacity. Therefore, we ask that the court find my defendant not guilty by reason of diminished capacity. All the evidence has been laid out in front of you. We hope that the evidence that you do have will lead you to rule in our favor. Again, we thank you all for the time that you have committed to being here tonight. And at this time, the defense rests.
All right. Court's now in recess while I go deliberate. Where's Morgan?
All rise.
Hello, Morgan. Can you come down, please? Can someone request to speak,
Yep.
but don't speak?
Right. Brooke and Euro, let's go outside.
Okay, fine. I'll take it.
In the bag.
Thank you, bailiff.
Bag.
So chopped.
We should probably not talk in front of a camera. We should probably...
I can't request to talk.
Mic
someone requests
on.
to talk.
Mr. Triplet.
Not you two. I want to talk.
You have any opinions on this case? We're live, by the way.
Sorry, I can't request to talk.
Am I in the right spot?
Yeah, but you're facing the wrong way.
That's better.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew when I signed up to come watch this that I was gonna watch 2 hours of the same thing over and over again. Like, I just feel like we're constantly being told the same thing. Like, I don't think we need to watch the body cam footage. We understand that he did it. He's not arguing that he didn't do it. So that whole part should be left out of it. I don't think the witness statement matters in the psyche of whether or not...
You guys hear him?
Who, him? No.
Could you hear anything? Okay, good.
No. I don't think the witness statement matters in the psyche of the person who did the crime. So, like, if I'm the defendant, lawyers, why would I need the witness? I feel like that witness thing was just to take out some evidence brought forth by the police, which really doesn't matter. The police is just trying to prove that he did it. They're not trying to say they did change to he didn't have a past, but why would your goal be to just counter their evidence? Like, their evidence isn't what you're here to prove or whatever. You're trying to prove that he has issues with his PTSD.
You know who you're like right now?
No.
You know, like in that show with that other court show where they have like Harvey standing out in the hallway waiting for the people to come out?
No.
Okay, never mind. Keep going.
I just don't feel like the defense witnesses have any. Well, Hannah did. She's the medical expert. Cool. I do think it was
a statement.
Yeah, I do think it was kind of lame that they asked questions to the statements, and I'm glad that the judge saw through that and was like, "Hey, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take it as a statement." But I mean, I can see why this guy, co-counsel, was upset because they were literally asking questions. But you know, you got to take what you can and do what you can with the time provided. But I just feel like they were squabbling and wasting people's time over arguing about things that didn't really matter. Like, I feel bad that that happened to the lady. We don't need to hear her tell it 4 times. It was really like
I
2.
mean, the same lady who, was gonna take a shovel to her adopted sister's head.
Yeah, I
That
mean
lady.
that's understandable. Like that happens, but we don't like. I feel like in the essence of a speedy court case, this side, the police side, should have just been like, "Hey, look, this guy did it. He has a past history. Blah blah blah. Done." And then they would have been like, "Hey, he has PTSD," and that's it. And then they could have moved on and then be done. Like half of the videos we watched and listened to didn't really play any part to that except for Hannah's. So I feel like those guys, both those teams, were just wasting our time. But I'm here for it. I'd be interested to see what happens. Like I'm here for the experience and staying on top of Lucid News. I'm a little bit sad that I don't even know who that lady is.
I mean, maybe not introduce yourself right now. I don't see any shovels nearby.
Oh no! She admitted to traumatizing someone, so no thanks. I would hate to find out that I have PTSD that way.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, do that whole fancy. I'm Lance Triplett, court reporter, signing out.
This is Lance Triplet, Eyewitness News. Have a great night.
Weasel News.
No, I'm Lucid News. What? Oh my god.
Okay,
Okay, so
I'm just gonna delete that whole part.
Look, I'm Lance Triplet. I mean.
But this is a Weasel newscast.
Oh, okay, so
you have to be on brand.
Oh, okay. So this is Lance Triplet, Eyewitness for Weasel News. Have a great night. Is that better?
You did a great job. Do you get the impression that George Morgan is, like, always watching you?
No.
Oh.
Lance, do you have any food?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Okay.
I might have some if you don't. Oh, we can go get some,
Yep.
We can go do some interviews outside.
Perhaps. Are we doing that now?
Yeah, let's go get interviews.
I feel like they're already done.
Oh, I can't get through.
We can't get out because it's probably locked. Oh, it's not locked.
There's nobody in here except a car. I bet you won't steal that cherry popper car. Wait, hey, I'm live.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
Nothing to see here.
You can't bet me I won't do something.
I'm live.
I know, I'm just saying, I can't be bet. I never back down for a challenge.
All right, Lucid City, you hear it right here. Lance Triplet won't back down. That could be a TV show. It's called Bet, starring Lance Triplet.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Bet. Wait, is that the guy is that the guy? Like,
yep.
Like over there? Like
Yep.
not in handcuffs or nothing?
Yep.
Couldn't he just
I
like
think
escape?
they're ready. He could. Are we good to go? Are we good to go?
We're summoning everyone, but I don't know where the other people.
Oh, what's up?
We're just we're live.
Oh, well, get away from me. You're about to miss the whole climax. I'll talk to you after.
Did you see where the defense went? All rise for the Honorable Benny Blanco.
I'm just gonna step down. All right. Myself and Chief Justice Morgan have talked this over, mulled it over. We have came to the conclusion that Mr. Fontana, you with us?
Yep.
All right. Mr. Fontana, on the count of attempted second-degree murder, you will be found guilty. You will be given a 5-year suspended sentence on the condition of medical treatment via someone from Mount Sona. Please document that, file it with your lawyer. You won't be serving any jail time. Like I said, suspended sentence. But if there's any issues with getting in contact with someone from EMS, I completely understand. And on that note, court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
With the high command member of PD.
Yes. Indeed, my friend, indeed.
Officer Carter. I assume you have access to providing back the $100,000 bill that was paid.
Hey.
Are we interviewing?
Stand still. Don't move. We're standing in blood.
Why is there blood out here?
I don't know. But we're standing in it. And if we move, we'll Stop! Oh, she ain't stopping. Well, do we want her to stop?
No, because she'll probably come back and finish the job.
Yeah, Oh, don't go. She can go. Bye. I was just kidding.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna get us murdered.
Help! Judge, stop. Okay, now you're stuck in the blood pool.
Oh, no. Come on now. Why'd you let me walk into this blood pool?
I yelled, stop, Your Honor.
Well, now I'm in the blood pool. What do I do about this?
Well, we can't move because we'll leave footprints and we'll tamper with the crime scene, if there was a crime scene.
What? Where'd all this blood come from?
I don't know. I came out here to get final
Well-
interviews, and there was just blood all over. And now if I move,
Well,
I'll get blood
goddamn.
prints everywhere.
I guess I'm stuck too, and I can never move again, and I'll live the rest of my life here.
You could probably just like hop out of those sandals you're wearing.
You think I could? You think I could jump out of them and leave them behind?
Possibly, if you really had somewhere you needed to go.
There's an ATM
Oh,
over
stop,
at.
freeze, stop. Like, don't. Okay, now y'all are all in the blood pool. Okay, they're just like making footprints everywhere. They have no clue about a crime scene.
I didn't hear
What?
about.
No,
Okay,
it's not
now
a
you're
crime
stuck.
scene. It's Ron. No, Ron caught himself, and he was walking all over the place screaming. That's
Oh,
his,
so
that's
this
his
isn't
blood from cutting himself.
This isn't a crime scene. This is just Ron's
Oh,
fluids all over this building again.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
Would you like to
Alright.
comment?
Well, they're on their way to my house, so we can go over there and
I
get
don't want to know about the first time. Thank you.
Okay.
You want me to comment on Ron's fluids?
Again,
believe you.
yes, the
We can go
Ron's
and,
fluids
and
again.
issue the fine to him.
You know, I'm thinking about drafting a new law that makes it illegal for Ron to leave fluids or solid matter around in various places around the town. I think it's disrespectful that he does that. But god damn it, is he handsome? So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on Ron Cunningham. I'm not gonna lie.
He's your boss. Do you have a thought on that, Mr. Triplet?
No. I don't want to be standing in blood. I wasn't even paying attention.
Okay, we can.
Does it
probably
make
go
it
then.
weirder if it's your boss's blood or stranger blood?
Let me just tell you, I've seen Stranger Things.
Can you like the show or
Okay,
what do
we
you
can
mean?
go to my house and
Just in general.
get that from him.
Oh.
Across the street at MZ.
Do you know if do you know if he's clean? Because my tootsies are kind of out here exposed.
I mean,
I
that
don't
is
see
true.
any reason why he would not be clean.
I'm gonna probably subpoena STD test on him at some point.
I heard that's a new feature coming to Mount Zona.
STD
STDs?
test.
Yep.
That sounds hilarious.
Oh,
what
that could be a court
STDs?
case.
STDs are not a joke.
You do not have the STD.
What'd you guys think about all that?
I gave my statement.
Yeah, Lance, he gave a nice little statement.
Well, I was asking you a question. I just as people, how did you guys feel about that?
I feel like my time was
STDs?
wasted. I feel like my time was wasted by both sides of the whoever those people are, that lawyers.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. A little bit. I think this could have been done quite a bit faster.
Yeah, I feel like they asked a lot of stuff of people who had no benefit to the resolution.
That is also kind of how court goes, though. But yeah, it could have been a lot faster.
But
Practice
if
makes
you're
perfect.
no.
though, I guess.
If you're trying to prove that someone has mental health issues, there's no reason for you to motion to get evidence in the opposing side's
I want to see if that car's on there.
offense or defense. It doesn't make sense to go after their evidence if their evidence has no weight on what you're trying to prove.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't operate on logic. I agree with you that that's illogical. Sometimes people just do shit to fuck with people.
Well, that's why I feel like they wasted our time.
Yeah. That me too. That's how I came to that conclusion. Actually, that's where I'm at on that one.
Like I didn't need to listen to her tell her story and then get asked about her story and then listen to her story again. I don't need all that, because no matter what she said, she could have said, "I'm a millionaire and I jump off roofs for fun." Still, everything she said has nothing to do with the outcome of the case.
Maybe Weasel News should capture her on camera saying exactly what Lance said. I think that might be a fun video.
Wait, what?
Or-
Capture her? I don't
Give
want to
her
go
an-
anywhere near her. She
Right.
is
Maybe
a...
you give her $1 million.
Oh.
I don't have $1 million.
I can say that on camera
Oh, he
illegally
did-
somehow.
What is wrong
I'm
with
not giving
me?
I'm not giving anybody money. No.
I'm gonna
ew.
go. I gotta go talk to Judge Blanco. It was nice seeing you guys.
All right, bye.
Have a great day.
Weasel News out. Oh.
You need a ride? Or do you have a car?
Oh, probably. Okay. Weasel News signing out. Goodbye,
Am
courthouse.
I supposed to say that? Oh.
Oh, you can say it if you want to.
No, no,
But-
no.
oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't work at Weasel News.
Fine.
Did you at least get me waving?